Hi, I'm Christine, and today we're celebrating World Pangolin Day. So I'm going to show you how to create a realistic drawing of a pangolin while I also share some interesting facts about these threatened and unique mammals. So here are some fascinating facts about pangolins. One adult pangolin consumes an average of 70 million insects in 1 year. Great pest controllers. They dig them up with their long claws and slurp them up with a tongue that's longer than they are. Pangolins don't have any teeth. Instead, they have keratinous scales lining their stomachs. These, along with small pebbles, help to break up food that is swallowed whole. Pangolins can use their tails to support themselves while they walk upright on their back legs. They can also use them to defend themselves or to compete for mates. Pangolin babies hitch rides on their mom's back and tail and are known as pango pups. Even though they may resemble armadillos with their scaly plates or anteaters with their long snouts, they're actually not very closely related to either one, except that they are all mammals. The name pangolin comes from the Malay word penggulung, which means one who rolls. This describes a pangolin's tendency to roll into a ball when threatened, using the scales on their back as protection. The earliest pangolin fossils date back to the Paleocene. While extant species today are only found in Asia or Africa, fossils have been found of extinct species from North America. So, what are pangolins and where do they live? Pangolins are very unique and curious mammals. They are primarily nocturnal and, depending on the species, live either in savannas or forests. Some species, like the black-bellied pangolin, are almost entirely arboreal, spending most of their lives in trees. Pangolins have long claws that they use to enhance and enlarge burrows made by other animals, or sometimes they make their own. And these are where they live and raise their young. Pangolins can vary in size from about 3 pounds to 75 pounds, depending on the species. They are covered with large overlapping scales, except on their underside, which is sparsely covered in coarse fur. They can be varying shades of earth tones, ranging from dark yellow to brown. Asian species have bristly hairs that stick up between their scales, while African species, such as this one, do not. Pangolins have small conical heads and a small snout. They have large muscular tails and 5 toes on each of their legs. The middle 3 toes of their front feet possess long, curved claws, adapted to be used to excavate their burrows and to dig into ant and termite nests. How many species of pangolins exist? Pangolins are taxonomically distinct, belonging to their own order, the Pholidota, and their own family, the Mannidae, and their own genus, Manus. There are only 8 recognized species of pangolins alive today, although fossils have been discovered of other species from the distant past. 4 species are found in sub-Saharan Africa and are aptly named for what they look like: the black-bellied, the tree pangolin, the white-bellied tree pangolin, the giant ground pangolin, and this species we're drawing today, the ground pangolin or Temminck's pangolin. 4 are found in Asia and are named according to where they live: the Chinese pangolin, Indian pangolin, Philippine pangolin, and Sunda pangolin. The species can be identified by variations in their size, color, scales, face, tails, and habitat, as well as geographic distribution. Some are heavier bodied and dwell on the ground, like this one, while others are arboreal with long prehensile tails. Asian species have bristly hairs that stick out between their scales, while African species do not. So who are pangolins related to? While pangolins may resemble creatures such as aardvarks, armadillos, or anteaters, genetic analysis suggests that they are most closely related to animals that are found in the order Carnivora, such as cats and dogs. Like armadillos, pangolins are covered in protective plates, and both can roll up into a ball to protect themselves from predators. Like anteaters and aardvarks, pangolins eat nearly nothing else besides ants and termites. One of the common names for pangolins is spiny anteater, which only adds to the confusion. Therefore, the concept of convergent evolution is a good explanation for the similarities between pangolins and these creatures. The need to eat the same type of insects led to the independent evolution of certain structures to help them do so. So what do pangolins eat, and who eats pangolins? Pangolins are only known to eat ants and termites. A pangolin laps up these insects with his long, sticky tongue, which is lubricated by a hyperactive salivary gland, and due to its length is attached near the pelvis. When fully expended, this tongue can be longer than the entire body of the animal itself. This allows it to probe ant hills and termite mounds for its prey. Without teeth, pangolins lack the ability to chew. However, while foraging, they ingest small stones called gastroliths that accumulate in their stomachs. Their stomachs are also lined with keratinous spines to help grind up the ants they eat. They use their long front claws to pry up bark in search of ants in trees and termite mounds in search of termites. Their good sense of smell and hearing helps them pinpoint their prey, though their eyesight is poor. Special muscles can close their ears, nostrils, and eyes to protect them from biting insects, as can their formidable scales. Pangolins have different predators depending upon where they live, though not many animals can get through their protective armor like scales, especially when they roll up into a ball. Lions, tigers, leopards, hyenas, and even pythons are known to include pangolins in their natural diet. Tragically, humans are the biggest predator of pangolins. Not even their medieval-looking coat of armor can protect them from the greed and avarice of the human species. Each of the world's 8 species of pangolins threatened by poaching. Therefore, pangolins are considered one of the most illegally trafficked mammals in the world. They are sought after for their meat, which is served as a delicacy and a way to exhibit status in some parts of the world. Additionally, their scales are falsely believed to have some use in traditional medicines. They are dried and mixed with a variety of other substances to cure a number of ills, including nervousness, malarial fever, demon possession, and deafness. But they absolutely have no magical powers and are in fact only made of keratin, the substance our fingernails are made of. Finally, like most endangered species, pangolin habitat is disappearing rapidly through conversion to agriculture and tree plantations such as oil palm. Besides the fact that pangolins are hunted extensively for their meat and for their scales, their life history characteristics make them even more vulnerable to extinction than other animals. This is because they have very slow reproductive rates, with the females only having 1 to 3 offspring, which are known as pango pups, at a time, with the gestation period lasting months depending on the species. Being very shy, timid, and reclusive animals makes them also nearly impossible to breed or rescue or rehabilitate. Their very specialized diet of ants and termites limits where they can live and makes it even harder to provide for them with their diet in captivity. Their habitats are also at risk, being converted into oil palm plantations, cleared for development, and logged for trees. So what is being done to save pangolins? The greatest threat to pangolins is greed and misinformation. Unless the demand for pangolin skin, scales, and meat can be reduced, pangolins in the wild have little hope. And the fewer there are, the higher the prices go up, and the more tempting it is for poachers to capture them. Like elephant tusks and rhino horns, pangolin scales are falsely believed to have medicinal and magical properties. It is up to the consumers of these animal parts in the countries that use them to refute these medicinal properties. Education and awareness are the first steps to helping the pangolins. As these creatures are solitary and secretive, even biologists don't know much about their habits and characteristics. They are continuing to develop innovative ways to study these animals and learn more about them. There are a few examples of how conservation organizations are helping save pangolins. Wildlife biologists are studying the habits and habitats of wild pangolins through the use of motion sensor cameras and tracking devices. Biologists are studying methods for caring for pangolins in captivity, so those that are rescued alive from poachers can be rehabilitated and released back into the wild. Conservation groups are educating villagers where pangolins live about their plight and helping the people to develop alternatives to the income from poaching pangolins. Education programs teach youth and adults about pangolins in the countries where the demand is the highest for their scales and meat. And media campaigns are being launched in countries where demand for pangolin body parts is highest. Laws are being strengthened to make it illegal to hunt pangolins and sell or possess their meat, skin, and scales. And all pangolins have now been officially listed as either vulnerable, endangered, or critically endangered by the IUCN Red List, which helps bring awareness to their plight. Well, I hope you enjoyed learning about pangolins, and I hope you'll try your hand at drawing one too. Bye!